But eventually, Godzilla would eventually win the fight and kind of overcomes his healing factor. And we would actually get a moment where Mikasa expresses that she has the feeling that her relationship with Eren is not going anywhere. Like, she expresses her concerns that maybe Eren's just not the guy for her. And, well, she doesn't really say that line, but Godzilla can tell from her face that Eren's clearly not the guy for her to be with. And speaking of Eren, there was going to be a part within the episode where Godzilla actually makes Mikasa blush a little bit, and Eren is kind of in the background, and he glares at this. And this is where King Ghidorah and Eren have a conversation about Godzilla. And King Ghidorah reveals that he killed Godzilla's mother millions of years ago. And he doesn't know if they, there was going to be a part within the episode where King Ghidorah is trying to figure out if Godzilla is, well, not Godzilla, is Dagon still around? Because if so, he wants to go after him. Because he wants a rematch. So there was going to be a moment in the episode where, the ending of the episode was kind of going to show Eren and King Ghidorah leaving Paradis for, I would say at least 2 to 3 months. And during those 2 to 3 months, King Ghidorah will eventually realize that Dagon is really dead, which means that Godzilla is now in charge of the Kaiju Kingdom. He's in charge, he's making all the tough decisions and all that stuff, so now King Ghidorah decides to be like, okay, now I want to go after Godzilla now. And this is where Eren starts questioning King Ghidorah's motives. Just a little, not a whole lot. But King Ghidorah will once again make a fake future and show it to Eren. And Eren will understand that this is the future that needs to happen. Now, Eren does not know that King Ghidorah can make fake little futures and show it to Eren. That was going to be a very interesting part, where King Ghidorah creates these false futures and show them to Eren. Because even in death, King Ghidorah still has some form of control over the Founding Titan. There was going to be a lot of information for where King Ghidorah is hiding. King Ghidorah is hiding from Eren. He's preventing Eren from knowing everything about what the Founding Titan can really do. If anything, Eren has only been given a fraction of the information of the Founding Titan. And King Ghidorah is hiding the rest of it. And this will be something that Godzilla will find out later on when he becomes the new holder of the Founding Titan. Now, during the 2 to 3 months, the scouts will be wondering where Eren went to. They believe that he went to Marley, and of course they do go to Marley undercover, and the kaiju were going to go with them. And we were going to get 5 cute moments between all the characters. From Sasha and Zilla Jr., Hanji, Kiru, freaking, who else? Armin and Mothra, and heck, even freaking GMK Ghidorah and not Mothra, GMK Ghidorah and Historia. Yes, Historia was going to go to Marley with the kaiju characters. And there was going to be 3 cute moments between Godzilla and Mikasa. And there was going to be 1 moment for where Rodan meets Pink. Or Peak, or whatever. So, now of course, Peak is suspicious about Rodan. Because at first, she believes that he's from Parody, but after looking at him again, she realizes that he looks far more different. He's bigger, he's taller. That, and he has strange clothing that she's never seen before. And another thing, he's extremely warm. Like, really warm. And that was going to be like somewhat of a dead giveaway that some of the kaiju have. That something about them is odd, and that is them being extremely warm. Except for Kiru, he's just extremely cold. Because, well, he's a robot. Now, there was going to be a scene where Hanji was studying the DNA of the kaiju and realizes that they're not human. They have human forms, but they're not human. But what throws her off really is Kiru's DNA. Because you know that Mechagodzilla can create, like, fake flesh on his body, but they can determine that it doesn't look like real flesh. It doesn't heal properly like what real flesh should heal. And this would throw Hanji off guard, because she hasn't seen anything like this. This is something that's way beyond her. And I think I'm going way beyond, like, episode 6. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I am. So, episode 7. Episode 7 kind of continues for where episode 6 leaves off, and just the same thing. The kaiju are just sitting around talking, and Rodan kind of acts all crazy. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. You like the funny moments. Trust me, I like funny moments in series or movies too. But I think I had way too many funny moments for the original season 1. So I am so sorry for that. Like, I think I made season 1 to be more like a funny show rather than a serious romantic show. And that's kind of what I wanted season 1 to be. I wanted to be like somewhat of a series, like a serious romantic story. But I instead turned the vast majority of it into a funny story. So, since episode 7 kind of continues for where episode 6 leaves off and doesn't start a new direction, I'm going to continue explaining what I said before. So, this is where Hanji starts to believe that maybe Godzilla and his friends are not really human, but they're something else. And when the kaiju characters are all having their own secret meeting, the scouts will gather and Hanji will explain that their DNA doesn't match that of humans. And at first, no one believes her until they take a look at their very own DNA and look at the Kaiju's DNA. That's when they realize that Hanji's is getting at something. They realize that she's telling the truth. Their DNA is not human. It's something else. And this is where Levi continues somewhat being himself and continues being like the short captain who basically gives orders to the scouts. But this is where Sasha was going to say the line of, maybe they're not like that. Maybe they're not traitors. Because if they're not from Marley and their DNA is something else entirely different, then maybe we should trust them. And this is where somewhat of a little conflict happens within the scouts, where we have one half of the scouts that believes Sasha, and the other half is still suspicious and wants to keep an eye on them. Sasha's group was going to contain Mikasa, Armin, and Historia. For the other group contained Hanji, Levi, Connie, and Jean. So, yeah, it was kind of somewhat of a heated conflict within the group. Now, this is where the series starts to go into a completely different direction. Because the scouts will eventually return back to Parody, and they will realize that Eren is completely gone, until they realize that he came back way before they did. And Levi starts questioning Eren. And Eren, this was going to be possibly the best part of the series. Eren flat out tells Levi to F off. And this kind of angers Levi. And he starts punching Eren. And this is where he realizes that his punches are not really affecting Eren. The others realize that, but Armin's trying to hold back Mikasa. He's like doing the best he can to hold her back. But it's surprisingly Godzilla who grabs Mikasa and actually holds her back. Like she tries to shake Godzilla off of her, but she realizes that he's way stronger than she is. And they just watch as Eren flat out backhands Levi and sends him flying. And this is where Godzilla, Mothra, and GMK Ghidorah start to get a little bit more suspicious about Eren. This is where their suspicions rise even higher.